Honorable Ntapane.
Madam Deputy Speaker, honorable members, this year marks 100th anniversary of Native Land Act of 1913, a piece of legislation which decreed that only a certain area of the country could be owned by black people. This led to a situation where the majority citizen owned only 13% of the land, while the minority group owned the remaining 87%. We are aware that since 1994, government has transferred millions of hectares of land over to people dispossessed under apartheid in an effort to implement effective redress through land restitution. Despite the major strides, the legacy of Land Act still lives on, as the majority citizens of this country are still landless and have no access to land. Numerous challenges with the current land distribution program also entrench the legacy of this act. Many beneficiaries of land distribution program have been complaining about inadequate post-settlement support. This lack of support has led to a situation where some of them have had to sell back the land given to them by the government. For example, according to media report, the Sunset Game Lodge in Kimberley was bought for 18 million by the Department of Agriculture for the benefit of more than 100 women from the province. However, due to lack of post-settlement support, the women found themselves in a difficult position where they could not run the farm and ended up selling it back to the previous owner, which makes now a vicious cycle. Another key hindrance to land distribution and building a non-racist society are pro-rich housing developments. Everyday golf estates, gated communities are developed, which give the rich access to the best land, while the poor have to make do with little or no land. Often the prices of properties in these pro-rich settlements are inflated in order to keep the majority of South Africans out of the market. For an example, in the media report, there is a steel magnate who bought a flat in Clinton, here in Cape Town, for 198 million as a gift for his daughter, a flat 198 million. The question now remains, Honorable Madam Speaker, how does one reserve the legacy of the Act when people charge exorbitant prices for properties that most South Africans cannot afford to pay? This sadly is the case in all too many pro-rich settlements around the country, and this needs to be stopped. If, Madam Speaker, this is not unjustified enrichment, there isn't anything called unjustified enrichment. These challenges, among others, require urgent attention if we are to ensure that government reaches its land distribution target and that we build a racially integrated society. I thank you, Madam Speaker.
Thank you, Honorable Member.